Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie and I am bringing you another scrapbooking process video. I'm going back in time to October 2017 and I'm pulling out the Hip Kit Club from back then, and as you can see here I've used it previously, so I've only got little bits and pieces left, and all I'm doing here is going through the kit, pulling out what I think will work for my photo. Even the embellishments, I'm pre-selecting things that I think will work with this prairie photo that a friend of mine took, and when she posted it on Facebook I was like, oh, I totally need to scrapbook this, and asked if I could, print her photo with her permission. So because it's a prairie in the fall, it's got that golden wheat field look to it, and so I'm focusing on the blue sky and the gold color of the wheat field to do this layout. And I went and found a quote about the prairies. It's a Laura Ingalls Wilder quote, and I added that to the photo before I printed it. Now you'll notice there that I cut off that strip of arrows, I guess. I love the design element. It didn't work for this particular layout, so what I thought I would do is, rather than cut into it, I would trim it off and set it aside for another layout. So I'm just layering different cardstocks here, just for interest. I used my T-square ruler to tear the edge, and you'll notice that it actually tore part of the corner off, and I'm okay with that. That's the beauty of using tearing versus just trimming with a trimmer. These letters here that I'm using to spell the word quiet, these were from, I believe, a Studio Calico kit, and it's wood veneer and it's super, super, super fine. They were a pain to punch out of the sheet that they came in. I was really worried I was gonna break them, but I didn't. I was very careful. And I'm using these alphabet stickers from the Hip Kit, so that coordinates beautifully with the paper. The paper's from Escape the Ordinary. I believe it was a pink fresh line. Really great for outdoor kind of photos. I actually had a lot of journaling on this one, which is not usual for me, but it's basically just talking about how, the prairies sometimes get a bad rap compared to, the mountain regions, and that really, if you just take the time and look, it is a pretty amazing. Now, don't get me wrong, the winters are brutal, hence the move to California. But yeah, I do appreciate what is available in the prairies, or on the prairies, and part of it is the vastness of it, right? You can look for miles and not see anything, just blue sky and rolling fields, whether they be wheat or other crops, etc. Now, I'm working on some embellishment clusters here, and I have to admit I struggled with this. I was bound and determined to use these wood veneer leafy sprig things. I believe these are a freckled fawn. It's either freckled fawn or Studio Calico. And I have a lot of them. And I was bound and determined to use up a lot on this page, and because they kind of reminded me of, grass / wheat stalks, that kind of thing. And so I tried, sticking them up, sticking them down. Yeah, it just didn't seem to jive. So I played around with it a lot, and I cut out a lot of that footage because it was just me shifting things around. At this point, I decided I needed a little more color in the layer. It was going very yellow / brown, so I just punched out a circle from one of the other cardstocks that were in the kit. I did not have a full 12 by 12 sheet of this anymore, so just, piece of scrap. And then I did manage to use 4 of these leaf things in the end, 2 in the top cluster and 2 in the bottom cluster. It has a little bit more of a diagonal line, which seems to be my kind of thing. Without even knowing it, I tend to gravitate to more of a diagonal design, which I find very interesting, that I'm like that. It's not intentional, it just happens that way. So to add a little cohesion between the 2 clusters that are forming, I added another circle in quotation marks because I actually trimmed it down to fit it underneath that die cut piece. And now it's just the finishing details. What else can I put on here? I'm using these arrows to direct back towards the title, and also some at the top to direct towards the journaling. Okay, so now it's just some little bits and bobs to finish this up. I've got some of these puffy stickers from Freckled Fawn. They're a gold puffy sticker. I also added, well, tried to add some of those yellow enamel dots, changed my mind and added these wood enamel dots, I guess. They're not really enamel, are they? These wood dots, just to fill in some of the spaces. I believe those were from Teresa Collins. And then the last touches, we're going to take some Nouveau crystal drops and just add a few here and there with the blue. I did test it out on a piece of scrap paper just to make sure it didn't blob on my page, and that is it. So I'm going to leave you with some close-ups of the page. Hope you enjoy, and until next time, happy crafting.